All right, so we have got the Mentorship Masters Roundtable Meetup kicked off. And I tell you, another great week. God has been good. We've got a lot of new masters that have come into the family, so I want to introduce our new masters as well. And we've got a lot of ground to cover. Diana says, hello, everybody. What's up, Diana? And hope you guys are doing great. Okay, so I want to share my screen. And I'm going to go to desktop. That way you guys can see everything. Okay, let's bring this up. Okay, so let's go back. Okay, so what I want to talk about today are some new and exciting programs that we just officially launched here at Mentorship Masters, stuff that you absolutely need to know about and want to know about. They're brand new, they're exciting, things that we've just launched here at Mentorship Masters. So before we do that, though, what I want to do is I want to introduce our latest members to Mentorship Masters. I'm telling you, the list is growing. You see all these people that have just joined. These are within the last 30 days. So we've got, let me put on my glasses so I can see this. So we got Amy Smith. Now, Amy came to us through Stuart Sutton. And Stuart Sutton, as you see here, right here on the list, Stuart Sutton goes way, way back. We're actually going to be doing a special spotlight with Stuart. He's a celebrity agent. We'll be doing a spotlight with him next week. Kevin and Fred and I will. But he got his real estate license at the age of 19, and he started working with Gary Keller before Gary started Keller Williams. Long story there, but we'll be interviewing him. Rosa comes to us, and Stuart and Amy are right here. They're in Austin, Texas. Rosa comes to us from El Paso. Welcome, Rosa. Tiana was brought to us by Hollis Dean. So she comes to us right here from Central Texas. Leland was brought to us by Will Gilliam. And Anthony West was brought to us by Eric Garris. Andrea Hayes, Ira Wright, I brought those in. And then Emmanuel, he's got an interesting story. Now, Emmanuel has a PhD and 2 master's degrees. And he just finished writing a book. Let me grab the title. It's called The Practical Guide to Stop Drinking and Stay Sober. The Practical Guide to Stop Drinking and Stay Sober. Emmanuel just finished that book, and I'm going to be helping him release that book as well. So he's definitely going to be a celebrity agent here. Then we've got Lisa Dadeshka. Now, Lisa is also another celebrity agent. She's a big Instagram celebrity, and she's decided to join us right here at Mentorship Masters, where she can get the best, possible assistance for that celebrity status that she has. She's got a huge, thousands of Instagram followers. We've got Diana. What's up, Diana? Brought to us from Mina. And then we've got Walter, brought to us by Julie. Thank you, Julie. Welcome, Walter. And then Sarah Dwyer was brought to us by Tanika Bearfield. Thank you. Welcome, Sarah, and thank you, Tanika, for bringing her on board. So we've got a lot of new masters coming in. And by the way, we can never have too many. We're growing this group to tens of thousands of Christ-centered, entrepreneur, business-minded realtors that love, they love God, and we love business. We love, making money. I mean, there's no shame in it. So that's what we're doing here. So let's look at talking about making money. Let's look at our top producers, our masters of the month. Okay. Now, Tony, who has capped? Are you guys capping? Are we trying to cap here? Yes, we are. So we've got Tony Pippinger. He's already capped. He's at 100% commission. Katie Johnson is capped. Valerie Floyd is capped. Will Gilliam is capped. And by the way, all 4 of those were brought in by Tony, Katie, and Valerie were brought in by Will Gilliam. David Dutton, he's a rock star. He's capped. And Nick Sirachuchin, we call him Nick Sir, he's already capped. So when you cap here at EXP, that means you've already earned $80,000 in commissions. And now you're at 100%. You're on your way to Icon. Okay, when you hit Icon, you get your $16,000 cap back in the form of company stock, which is great. Why? Because when I joined EXP, the stock was about $8 a share. Now it's over $20 a share. So all those shares that I have almost tripled, okay, since I've been here. Leisha Martin is right on the heels of capping. Then we've got Eric Jones coming up to his cap. Byron Hobbs is coming up. Terry Wilkes, Julie Green, Steve Wynn. We've got Tammy Burns Manning, Tanika Bearfield. We got her name a little different there, but anyway, Tanika, we got you almost capping. Mary Kay Galvan is, and then Mina is on her way up as well. So I'm telling you guys, it's not that hard to cap here at EXP. If you follow what Uncle Knolly teaches, you do what I tell you, you're going to get in the winner's circle. All these people are in the winner's circle, top producers right here at Mentorship Masters. Now let's look at our Masters of the Month as far as our ambassadors. Okay, we've got Will Gilliam in the #1 spot. He's got 13 masters that he's brought over to the group. Thank you, Will. You're helping us grow, baby. If everybody would bring over 10, woo, I'm telling you, we'd hit our goal real quick. Mina's already brought over 5, and then Charles has brought in 3. Nick has 2, Melody Dutton has 2, and Anthony Chambers has 2. And I tell you, Mina came out swinging because Charles was in the #2 spot last time, and Mina said she was going to upset him, and she did. She's going out there and grabbing him. And then we have a whole host of people that have gotten in 1 master. So we appreciate each and every one of you. You guys should be out there telling people about Mentorship Masters, because this is the place to be if you want to have success. And the people that are here and they're not having success, it's just because they're not doing one of the 4 things that I talk about in our other training that we did about if you're not succeeding. It's so easy to succeed in this game, and many of us are. And you should be as well if you're not. So don't forget that we've got support for you. If you ever have a question or need something Mentorship Masters related, we've got Chris Capistrano. There's his contact information. He is here to help you. He's been with me for 6 years. Great guy. You'll love him. Now, let's talk about EXP in the news. In the news, y'all. So let's see if we can pull up some new, because I want to share with you guys some stories that are happening at EXP that are absolutely phenomenal before we unveil what we're going to talk about today. We're talking about a lot of stuff. So #1, you guys probably remember, let me go back just a little bit. This guy right here, Michael Valdez, if you guys remember, he came on in around May, okay? We hired Michael Valdez as the Executive Vice President of International Expansion. So who is Michael Valdez? Well, he previously opened 74 countries for the brokerage operations of Realogy. And you guys already know Realogy. Realogy has brands like Caldwell Banker, Better Homes and Gardens, Century 21, and Sotheby's, and the list goes on and on. Realogy owns a number of brands, and we went out and actually Michael Valdez had caught the attention of EXP. He was on stage with, I think, Jason Gessing, or one of our EXP executives, and he was really intrigued. He said, in fact, on stage, he was actually working with Realogy at the time. And remember, he was at Realogy for 14 years, okay, with these other brands, Century 21 and all that. And in 14 years, he took that company into over 100 countries, over 100 countries. And he was on stage at an event sometime last year, and they were talking about disruptors. What are the disruptors that are happening in the real estate space? And Michael Valdez kind of upset the whole room when he turned around and he looked at Jason Gessing. He says, honestly, there's only one disruptor in our industry, and that's EXP. And after that, they started chopping it up, talking a little bit. You could see right here, he was over Better Homes and Gardens, Century 21, Caldwell Banker, Cochrane, ERA, Sotheby's. I mean, the list goes on and on. Well, we hired him to actually run our international expansion, because remember, at first we were talking about going into 3 countries per year, 3 countries per year. That was our big goal. Well, when Michael came on, he says, no, we're going to be in 100 countries within 10 years. We're going to go in 10 countries a year. So he's coming in, he's pimping the game. He's taking us up a whole lot of notches, and he's really, really doing it. So I wanted to show you that first because of him, you got to remember, he's got connections in over 100 countries. So now guess what's happening? We're opening up EXP in France, India, Mexico, Portugal, and South Africa this year. We're opening all 5 of those countries this year. And by the way, we're not going to open them small. Okay. Michael has a very unique strategy in that when he goes into a country, he wants to have thousands of agents on the ground when we open up. Okay. So these are already conversations that he's already having. In fact, in one country, they're going to open up with like 5,000 agents, boom, from one day to the next when EXP opens. So it's not like we go into a country with 3 or 4 agents or 10 agents and then we expand from there. No, we've got a whole different game. It behooves you to learn more about what Michael is doing in our international operations. So he's actually going to be doing a live Q&A presentation next week in the world. So you want to check out that. The other thing I want to mention is that our Q2 earnings, I mean, this is phenomenal. Okay. So we're up 33% year over year, but look at these stats, guys. Look at these stats for EXP. Agent count has increased by 54%. So we're up 50% from last year. That's unheard. Never ever happened in the history of this industry. Transaction size closed is up 22%. So you guys are becoming more productive. The volume is up year over year. It increased to $13 billion in volume. 13 billion with a B in volume that we're doing here at EXP. Our Q2 earnings we're at 8.3 million net income. Now remember, EXP is a debt-free company. We have zero debt here at EXP, no debt whatsoever. So we're a zero debt company, and we're making money. What can you say about that? And then of course our revenue increased by 33%. Year over year increased. It's 354 million. So things are really happening here at the company. Phenomenal. I'm excited. And we're bringing them in. We're bringing them in. As you just saw, we've got a lot of people coming on board with us right here. So that's EXP in the news. I want to share that with you. And then after that, what I want to share with you are these new things that we just launched. Okay. Now we've been talking about this for quite a while, and but we have officially launched both. Okay. And I'm going to share with you what they are. Number one, we have, let me see, I've got let me grab, okay, here we go. All right, number one is our ambassadors program. Now remember, we launched the ambassadors program a month or so ago, whenever it was, but now we've got the official Mentorship Masters Ambassadors Workplace Group. Okay, so if you're an ambassador and you're not in this group, let us know. We'll make sure that you're added. Now you become an ambassador at Mentorship Masters after you've brought in your first agent. Okay, when you're now, not everybody's interested in growing their organization, and that's okay. But if you are, this group is really dedicated to help you grow your organization, and you should be growing your organization. Why? Because EXP is growing. We're growing by anywhere from 2,500 to 3,000 agents as of this recording every single month. And so many of those agents should be coming in under you. Why not? We've got the best group at EXP. Okay. Arguably, we've got the best group here at EXP. And I just finished a video not long ago, the top 10 reasons why you should join Mentorship Masters. That's a very easy video to share with people that are exploring EXP or thinking about joining EXP. Let me just share real quick about the group, what it's about. And you can see right here, for those of you that are ambassadors already and those that are up and coming, congratulations on being an ambassador at Mentorship Masters. You become an ambassador after you attract your first agent, okay? And then there's 5 tier levels. Basic is 1 agent. Bronze is 5 or more agents. Okay, so we have several people at basic. Kudos to you guys. Mina just came into the bronze level. Okay, so she just hit bronze. And then silver is 10 or more agents. Okay, gold is 20 or more, and legend is 40 or more. Local ambassadors collaborate and unite to host local area monthly events. That's optional, but that's when it's safe to go back outdoors, right? We're going to be out there doing our events locally, and I'm going to be, you guys are going to be spearheading it, but I'm going to be behind you, giving you all the support. Local ambassadors help assist our local area mentorship masters, and local ambassadors are prominently featured on our Mentorship Masters Ambassadors website. And this is something that we're almost going to be completed with. And by the way, it says please, and that's going to be for referrals. So um, as referrals start to come into the group, and they will come because we are building a legendary group here at EXP. So as the company is doing legendary things, Mentorship Masters is becoming a legendary group at EXP, and we're, arguably I am the fastest growing attractor at EXP. Okay, and on my way to being number one. Okay, number one attractor at the company. That's my goal. That's where I'm headed. I'm very close. So local ambassadors are going to be prominently featured. And then please note, participation in this group is optional. So even if you're an ambassador, you brought people over, it's optional to participate. You may remove yourself or simply not engage if rev share and growth are not something that you're focused on at this time. My goal is to provide you with the best support and provide that to those who have made rev share a part of your business and wealth building plan. If you want to build wealth, you want to build your business, you don't want to look back 5 years from now and say, man, I could have done that. This is a program for you. And I'll be setting up some meetings with the group in EXP World, conference calls, Zoom, and we'll be doing a lot of stuff in person. And by the way, as you go up these levels, like you hit silver, gold, and so on, you're going to unlock certain things. Okay. So for example, at silver, that unlocks a weekend with Knolly. So whenever I have my weekend with Knolly, that's a 2-day weekend, private, usually no more than 8 people, where I'm personally showing you things that are like behind the curtain. If you have 10 or more personals, you qualify to be part of that group that kind of hangs with me, and is very personal, very private, and you can ask me the intimate behind the scenes stuff that I don't necessarily share on YouTube. Stay tuned for more info, and in the meantime, use the group for questions, ideas, encouragement. You're responsible for the energy you bring to the group, so act accordingly. And the other thing I should mention is that you cannot invite people to this group. This is a group that has to be earned. It's by invitation through earning. Okay, so that's Mentorship Masters Ambassadors. If you are an ambassador and you haven't been, we've got 21 people in this group right now. Boom! What's up, y'all? And if you don't have somebody that you brought over to Mentorship Masters yet, bring them over. Climb on up the ladder and build your wealth and help them succeed. I've heard people say, "Well, I'm not a recruiter." Well, guess what? Do you love people? Do you like to help others? Well, don't you think that people would be helped by being part of this group? Of course they would. So tell them about it. Okay. If they're interested, they're interested. If not, they're not. It's okay. The other thing I want to mention is that we have officially launched our celebrity agent program. Okay. Now let me share with you what this program is. Right now we only have 4 members. And or do we have 5? We have 5 members. Who are the 5 members? Let's see who these are. Yeah, 5 members. Actually, we're going to have another member with Stuart Sutton. Stuart Sutton is a celebrity agent, but I'll explain to you the criteria here in a minute to be part of this group. Now, in this group, the way it works is, well, let me just share with you. We've got Bryant Matus. And Bryant has a product that he has launched. He's got thousands of people in his Facebook group. So he's an influencer. He owns successwithleadgen.com, where he helps agents generate leads and all that. Lisa Dadeshka, we talked about her earlier. She's got a huge Instagram following. She's a rock star. She's out there. She's got thousands and thousands of people on her Instagram. You should be part of it as well. And she's out there sharing information. Artemis Kasane, my personal coach, 55,000 hours of training to become who he is. And he's a rock star in other fields, in the healing space, self-development and personal development. And now he's joined me as a realtor, but he's got thousands and thousands of followers. And then we've got Hollis Dean. And Hollis Dean ran the Knolly team. Okay, that qualifies him right there. He ran my team for 6 years during our most profitable years ever. We did over 100 deals a year, about 120, 130 deals a year under his, where he was at the helm. So these are the 4 members right now. We're going to add Stuart Sutton. Let me add him right now. Stuart. And by the way, anybody can be added to this group, but you got to earn it. Okay. So we just added Stuart. Congratulations, Stuart. You're now part of the elite. You're part of our celebrity agent group. And by the way, I'm here from day one. I've been here teaching every single one of you guys how to become a celebrity. Okay. So there's no excuse for you to not be in this group. Okay. And let me tell you what the criteria is. Let me bring this up. Okay. So, I don't have the criteria here. Let me see if that's under the description. Let me look at posts. Okay, here we go. So it says, congratulations on being part of Knolly's Mentorship Masters Celebrity Agent Program. This exclusive group is made up of mentorship masters who are also authors, trainers, speakers, public figures, and coaches. So that's really the criteria. If you're an author, a trainer, a speaker, a public figure, and or a coach, okay, you could be any of these things, then you should be in this group. This is where we collaborate, share, and help each other succeed, maximize your income and your effectiveness while doing what you already love to do. So I'm all these things. I'm an author, a trainer, a speaker, I'm a public figure, and I'm a coach. And so I'm actually helping those that fit in that category to become better at that. Okay, so that's what these 2 groups are. Now let me show you one other thing, and that's the website. If you go to mentorshipmastersgroup.com/celebrity, that's mentorshipmastersgroup.com/celebrity. It will open up this and it'll have more information about our celebrity agent program, videos about it, etc. Okay, now what does this mean? This means that if you know anybody that's a celebrity out there, you should be letting them know about this program. Okay, because we're attracting celebrities. That's what we're about. And so if you know somebody that's a teacher, a trainer, an author, a speaker, you should be out there reaching out to those people and letting them know about Mentorship Masters and how they can get into the Celebrity Agent Program, where I'm going to teach them public speaking. I'm going to teach them how to become a better coach and a better author, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Okay. So, and actually Emmanuel will be in the group soon. Once he publishes his book, gets it out there and all that, then he will be a published author. He's already a PhD. So he's on the heels of being in this group as well. So those are the 2 new groups that we just launched. We launched again, just for recap, the Ambassadors Program officially, and we have launched the Celebrity Agent Program. So that's what I want to share with you guys today. Okay. We've got a lot of great stuff coming up for you guys as Mentorship Masters. I'm behind the scenes, inspiring you and helping you reach your ultimate greatness. That's what I'm all about. That's my purpose. That's my passion. That's my mission. And anyone that you know that can benefit, tell them about it. Now, one other thing I want to share with you is this book right here, okay? Building an Empire. If you don't have it already, I highly recommend it. Now, this is the most complete blueprint for building a massive network marketing business, okay? And that's by Brian Carruthers. Now, EXP is not a network marketing company. However, we totally use the network marketing model when it comes to compensation. Why do we do that? Because when Glenn Sanford, genius, when he looked at all the models of how he could pay you, he noticed that the network marketing model was the best model for giving you the most compensation possible. It's the only model that would compensate you to the full potentiality of what's possible. Okay, that's the reason why I was recently talking to a guy who joined Keller Williams when he's one of the first 40 agents to join Keller Williams. Has been there since the beginning, since year one. He's been at Keller Williams, okay? And I personally am going to be generating more revenue share uh, than he's making profit share by the end of this year. And he's been with the company 30 something years. I've been here 18 months. Okay. It's like you're talking from one planet to another, the difference between profit share and revenue share. So this is a great book for helping you to understand how to build an empire. We're not just building a little city. We're not just building a community. We're building an empire, guys. That's what we're doing right here at Mentorship Masters. 40,000 masters. That's my vision. 40,000 masters over the next 10 years. 40,000. That's right. Curtis Johnson, who is 2 above me, he started off, he brought in 26 and he grew to over 1,000. He brought in a few more. Now he's at 40 and his group is over 2,600 and it's growing by 200 to 300 a month. And he personally has only brought in, several dozen. So it's not, it's the beauty of compounding. Okay. So it's not as hard as you think. So that's what I want to share with you guys today. It's going to be a short call unless you guys have any questions for me. What's up, Bryant? Mina said, woohoo, Bryant. Mina brought over Bryant. So remember, all you guys have to do is make the introduction. You don't have to. What's up, Rosa? I see Rosa's on the call. What's up, girl? Good to see you. You don't have to you don't have to do the heavy lifting. You just have to create curiosity. For example, you tell somebody, you see that they're a speaker or somebody in your town that does classes or whatever. You say, hey, you know about our celebrity agent program with Mentorship Masters? No, I haven't heard about it. Well, let me send you some information. You send them a video. If they're interested, you set up a meeting with me, okay? And let me talk to them, okay? Hey, how would you like to talk to best-selling author Knolly Williams? He'd personally be thrilled to talk to you about our celebrity agent program. I'm telling you, people are finding out about it. It's the reason why Bryant Matus came over. It's the reason why Stuart Sutton came over. Okay, I've been working with, I've known Stuart for over a decade, and he's been in the business for over 40 years. He's been a realtor for over 40 years. Okay, if my math isn't, he might spank me for this, but he became a realtor at age 19, and I think he's in his 50s now, maybe 35 years, whatever. We'll give him a little grace on that. But he's a broker, he's a realtor, but he's also a celebrity. He's got multiple products and things like that, which you're going to hear about when we interview him next week, next Tuesday. Make sure you tune in. We're going to interview Stuart Sutton. It's going to be a powerful interview. Myself, Kevin, and Fred will interview him on his transition to EXP. Okay, so Christy says, thank you. This is all good information. Are there any questions that you guys have for me? I know that there was a question that Rosa asked, and I want to answer that. So Rosa was asking me, and this is now we're just going to open up for Q&A for any questions you guys have around anything. Actually, Mina had a great question this morning, which I was able to help her with. Let me share with you guys. Yeah. So what Mina does is, she basically, she'll text me. Okay. So Mina, I'm going to play part of your message. I'm not going to play the whole thing. Let's see here. So what Mina will do is she'll say, I don't have your other. It deleted it. Hold on.
Okay, sounds good. I'm gonna take those routes and see what we end up with, so I can negotiate.
Okay, so what Mina does is she'll actually text me with a question. Okay, she puts it in the voice text, and then I just answer the question. I just sit here was my answer. Yeah, you need to keep your seller in the realm of reality, because this is not an issue that can be swept under the rug. It will come back with the next buyer and the next buyer and the next buyer and the next buyer. So that's kind of another service. A lot of you guys don't take advantage of it, but if all you guys have my cell phone number. Mina saying LOL. Hey, we are on public display, y'all. We don't get privacy around here.
I've been under the bus a couple days already.
I know. First, I misspelled her name, in public. And then anyway, so, but we appreciate you guys for being good sports because, and those of us, Mina's a steel lord like I am on the personality profile. She's a steel lord. I see the questions coming in, so keep those questions coming. I'll get to them. And so we don't really like to be seen very much, but we're learning to be seen, because the more we open ourselves up, the more we actually the universe brings to us. So, but Mina takes advantage of this. So she'll say, "Hey, Knolly, I got an issue with this. This guy's trying to, whatever," and then I'll just answer her back this way. So if you ever have a question for me midweek, you can't wait till the Thursday call, just hit me up right here on my cell phone. If it's not something that you need to take to your local state broker or your own sponsor, okay? So there is a chain of command. So if I personally sponsored you, then you reach out to me. But if you're personally sponsored by someone else here, then you reach out to them first. But if they can't help you, by all means, feel free to have Uncle Knolly help you with a situation around a listing. I have seen almost every situation you could name doing over 1,000 deals. I had one deal, the house burned down, okay, 2 days before closing, burned to the ground, no check, no payment on that one. Okay, I had another closing, the guy gets hit by a bus, true story. It's sad, but it's true story. My client walked out in front of a bus, got hit by the bus, expired from this realm, and I didn't collect a paycheck. The closing was like the next day or a week later, whatever it was. So I've seen every scenario you can name. Maybe not every scenario, but I've seen a ton of them. I've got a situation right now where we've got squatters that are living in the house and we can't catch them. So we're trying to catch, anyway, that's a whole story. Leaving wine bottles and sleeping bags and all this kind of stuff. So if you're stuck, don't stay stuck. You can't get the help you need. I've had several of you reach out to me this week with a quick question. It's no problem at all. It's what I do. It's what I love to do. Okay, so let me see if there's any questions you guys have. Okay, so Marcia is asking, this is a great question. So will the video to send out be updated to show how many other countries are coming on board to EXP, et cetera? Yeah, that is, she said this is exciting. So the video is not updated for that, Marcia, but honestly, if people don't get excited about the video that you send them, and I use the one, let me show you the one that I like to use. By the way, if you go to our Mentorship Masters portal, you'll see a whole section on agent attraction, and that will actually just do that. Or if you go to partnerwithnolly.com, you'll see the video that I like to use. It's the very first video on the page at partnerwithnolly.com. That's the video that I like to use to share with people the opportunity, because if an agent is not here already, they either don't understand the opportunity or this is just not a good fit for them for whatever reason. Okay. But there is not a better opportunity on the planet within real estate than EXP. There just isn't. So anyway, okay. Christy's asking, what is the group to join if you have brought on an agent? And that is, she found it already. That's called the Mentorship Masters Ambassadors. And if you've already brought an agent over, you should have already been added to that group. If not, then Chris missed you. So you can request to be added to it. It's a secret group, so I don't think you can actually find it. I don't think, but in Workplace. Okay, so that's that. If there's no other questions, I see quite a few of you guys. Are you excited? Are you excited about this opportunity? I don't want you guys to be the ones that look back, and I know you're not going to be, but I'm encouraging you not to be. Oh, Rosa, yeah, we're going to get to your question. I'm encouraging you not to be the one that looks back and says, "Man, I could have." Okay, I could have been part of this big opportunity, and I was part of it, but I just didn't involve myself. And that's not you guys, because you're on this call with me. Okay, Rosa, let's get to you. So Rosa had a question. I told her I would talk about it here at our group meeting. And generally, I write my questions down. So Rosa's question is about REO. Okay, that's called REO is called real estate owned. Real estate owned. Should she focus on REOs? Okay, as a niche. Now, I'm going to answer this question this way. Which bucket is the niche? For those of you masters, remember there's three buckets. And niche is which bucket? Bucket number. Number 3. Nope. Okay, Christy said SOI. Nope. So there's 3 buckets. Okay. And this is good. This is a good. So which bucket is the niche? There's bucket 1, bucket 2, and bucket 3. Which number bucket is niche? Number 3. Charles says number 3. Rosa says number 3. Okay, great. So the reason why it's number 3 is for a reason. Okay. So if you don't have production, you should not be focusing on farm SOI niche. There you go. Mina says. Now SOI is number 1, farm is number 2, niche is number 3. Okay. So if you do not have production right now, listen to this, write this down. Niche, write down the word niche and just cross it off. That's not for you. Okay. The way you produce, if you follow the book, Success with Listings, you work on your sphere of influence first. Okay. And if you're new to Mentorship Masters, you want to send out the letter, follow the first 30 days. Okay. Watch the orientation video, follow the first 30 days and send out your welcome letter to your sphere of influence. That's the first step you're going to do. Read chapters, I think it's chapter 7 in here. That is your sphere of influence. And that's what you're going to focus on first. Okay. Chapter 7, your sphere of influence. Okay. Now, once you have dominated your sphere of influence, that might take several months. You got it. You got the system going. Okay. Then you open up a farm. Okay. And you work on a farm. I got a lot of training where I teach on farms. I've got a lot of training where I teach on niches. Okay. In fact, what would be good for you, Rosa, is I've got a whole catalog of training in the Mentorship Masters portal, all on lead generation. Okay. And one of the things I'm going to be doing soon is taking all the videos that I've done on lead generation and making a separate category that's nothing but lead. Y'all think that's a good idea? Let me know if you think it's a good idea, because I'm thinking if we just could go straight to lead generation, that might be a good idea instead of just having all the Mentorship Masters meetups, because they're topical and a lot of them are specifically about lead generation. So once you've mastered farming, once you've got a farm that's rocking, your sphere of influence is rocking, then you open up a niche. Now, a lot of agents try to do it in reverse. And because of your profile, Rosa, let me just show. Let me see here. Rosa, you just sent me your profile and I was just looking at it earlier. Let me pull it up here. Okay, so I'm going to show you guys. This is Rosa's profile right here. If you can see that. Okay, so you see the big red and the orange. Okay, so that is, if you can see that, that's what that means is that she's a high D. Rosa's a high D, and she got 50% D, and then you've got your C is at 28%. And your C, I mean your C is at 28% and your S is at 17%. Okay, so that means you're basically a DC. Okay, and you've got some S in there. Your I is pretty low. So the original question that Rosa asked me was, should she focus on REO? Well, with your profile, you would make a good candidate to focus on REOs. Okay, that's real estate owned. That's bank owned properties. Now, if you were a Blaze, if you're a high I, I would tell you just the opposite. Do not focus on REOs, because REOs are non-personal. You're not dealing with people. You're dealing with banks. Okay. And one of the reasons I don't particularly love REOs, if you want to know what niches I like, just go back and watch my series that I did a couple months ago on the top 7 niches to focus on. Actually, it's called the top 5 niches, but I threw 2 extra ones in there. Those, I believe, are going to be the niches that you want to look at over the next 18 to 24 months, and you don't have to go beyond that. REOs, the reason why I don't like them so much is because REOs are difficult to get. and easy to lose. Okay. Now, if you get them and you're good at them, you could build an empire around REOs. But I don't like to have too many eggs in one basket. So you might have Chase as a client and Wells Fargo, and they might be generating a lot of business for you, but you make one slip up and they go to another agent, and there might go 60% of your business. And I've seen a lot of agents that do REO that are not really making it very well. Okay. And so there's other niches that you can do that can make use of your profile, like probate would be a good one. Divorce would be another good one for a more of a steel profile, which you are. Okay. So, but remember, you start on your sphere of influence first, then you rock your farm, and then you open up a niche, and then you open up multiple niches, because all niches is a division of your business. Let me say it again. A niche is a division of your business. Write that down. A division of your business. The reason that's important is because, like in my business, I had multiple niches. Okay, when I first started, when I got into short sales, for example, I wrote this book called 7 Days to Success with Short Sales. You know, look who did the forward on it. See that? Okay, and that was way back in the day. Gary Keller wrote the forward of this. This is when I first went to Keller Williams, and I released this book after I joined Keller Williams. You know, I was recruited to Keller Williams by Gary Keller. Basically what happened was my sponsor to Keller Williams, her name is Lynette, and Lynette got with the executive team there and said, hey, there's a celebrity agent here in town. We need to talk to him, because back then I was ranked number 7 in the city of over about 9,800, almost 10,000 agents. I was ranked number 7 based on my production. And they said, we need to get this guy over here to Keller Williams. And they brought out the big guns. They had me meet with Gary Keller. And so he convinced me to join, and I wrote that book afterward. Now, this niche became a niche of the business, a niche of my business. But guess what? When the market got really, really bad, the worse the market got, the more money I made. Let me say it again. The worse the market got, the more money I put in my pocket. And that's why I'm not afraid of any market. You bring me a bad market, I'm going to make twice as much money as a good market. Okay. Because I mastered the craft of how to do it. And this became 80% of my business. But when short sales tapered off, you know, I wrote this in 2009. And this one, by the way, is 360 pages. Okay. It's got tons of graphs, charts, all kinds of stuff. I mean, and I'm going to re-release it soon as well. But then when I wrote Success with Listings, okay, when I went back to traditional listings, that was the new thing. And by the way, you can have multiple niches. So somebody with a steel mind frame can actually, anybody can do this, but you might have to have a steel run it. You can have multiple niches, multiple businesses. So you have, for example, you have a short sale business. You'll have a luxury business. You'll have a first-time home buyer business. You'll have a renters to buyers business. So you can have 4 or 5 different niches. Okay, it's very important to understand this. One of the niches that Stuart Sutton has is 1 acre homes on 1 acre or more. Okay, he owns oneacreplus.com, the number 1acreplus.com. In fact, I write about Stuart in this book right here. I wrote about him back in 2015 when I wrote this book. I was writing about Stuart back then and about his 1 acre plus. So he has a whole business where he goes and brings people in that have more than 1 acre. Now the Amy who works with Stuart, she has a whole separate business where she works with nothing, and she's also like a steel personality. She works with nothing but absentee owners. Okay. Now I had never heard of this business. She just hit me to it last week when we met. Absentee owners. So all she does is she looks for absentee owners, and she's provided this one-stop shop service where she will list your property and do light things around it, like a concierge service, if you will. So we'll probably bring her to help teach us that game. But Rosa, the REO game is not the friendliest game in town, and there's a lot better ways to make money. But if you're committed to it, yes, it's a good niche for your profile. but don't get into niches until you've done your sphere of influence and your farm and you've got those rocking, because there's a lot of money in those buckets. And if you do it right, you can extract that cash, have those rocking, and then launch your niches to just generate more revenue for yourself. That's the way you succeed. Okay, so hopefully that helped. Diana says it's a great idea to break those out. Oh, Rosa says, I love you already. I love you too, Rosa. Thank you so much for, putting your faith and trust in me. What I was going to say about me going to Keller Williams was that Lynette, who's somebody that I knew for many years, okay? In fact, I was a big brother to her son, Myron. When he was 13, I was 18. I was his big brother, okay? And we went to church together. Well, Lynette saw that I was at Remax, and I was very successful at Remax. And she said, man, we got to get Knolly Williams over here. But she didn't have very much production. She was a low-ranking agent, not very successful in the real estate game. And so she knew that maybe I wouldn't talk to her, but I probably would talk to somebody higher up at Keller Williams. And so that's how she ended up getting me up the flagpole to meet with Mary Tennant at first, and then Gary Keller. And so it doesn't have to be you. You just bring them to me, say, hey, how'd you like to talk to Knolly Williams? Now, when I got the call, it was December 3rd of 2003. I think it was 2000. No, not 2000. It was 2009, I believe, December 3rd, 2009, when I joined, or 2008, one of those years. That's when I had a meeting with Gary Keller, December 3rd. I remember that. And I decided to join. Okay. But here's the thing. You just make the introduction. And when the thing came over, hey, Gary would like to meet with you. And I took it to my wife. I said, hey, Gary Keller wants to meet with me. She said, you need to go meet with him, because I had been reading the Red Book. I love Gary Keller stuff. I love his training. Brilliant guy. Okay. And I respected him. But I said, all he's going to do is try to recruit me. That was what I told my wife. She says, don't you think you would gain some insight just by sitting down with him? So I almost threw away a meeting with Gary Keller. But I went on the meeting. It was a 30-minute meeting. It ended up being about 2.5 hours of me and him chopping it up. And yes, I got recruited. So the long story short, and the reason why is because it was a value proposition. Okay. I wanted to teach, and he was offering the opportunity of a lifetime for me to take stage and do training there at the company. And so it was a great win-win. If you have a celebrity agent out there that you know about, you just bring them over to me and let me share with them the vision of how I can make them or help them become top of game. All right. So any other questions that you guys have? You can unmute yourself or type it in the chat. If not, yay, let the weekend begin. I know Mina already started her weekend. She told me.
Ali?
Yes. Hey, Rosa.
Hey.
Was that helpful?
Yes, it's very great information. I would have gone the other route, but thank you. Sometimes I need someone to stop me.
Yeah.
I do have a question. I was going through all the masters, and I saw this really nice video you have in there for the pre-listing.
The pre-listing presentation and all that. Yeah.
But the video, how can I get that video? How can I get getting that video with me?
I mean, you're talking about how can you create your own video for sellers?
Yes.
Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
So let me show you guys. See if I have it here. I don't have the video here. So what you guys know what she's talking about. I've got it here somewhere. Anyway, so that's my sellers video, my pre-listing video, and it's phenomenal. Well, you can't actually edit that video and insert yourself, but what you can do is when you get into the Mentorship Masters portal, there's a script that you could even use it word for word, and it's the exact script that I use to create that video. So you can go out and create your own video, get a great editor. There's great editors on Fiverr, Fiverr.com. and they'll edit that video down for you so that you can have a great seller's video. I highly recommend that you have one.
Okay, sounds great. Thanks.
You bet. You bet. Yeah. One day technology will be here where we can just cut my face off and just insert your face. It may be here already, but that'd be good. So, okay, great. So lots and lots of information. Hey, I love you guys. We will. Yeah.
Sorry, I'm not gonna let you go today, huh?
No problem. What's up?
Okay, I've seen the book and everything, and I know that I can edit it. Can I translate that book in Spanish? That was my
Yes.
other.
Yeah, you can. In fact, we've been working on. That's a great question. So, my wife is Spanish speaking. Spanish is her first language. And so we have been actually talking about the whole concept. She's not a copywriter. So we've been talking about the idea of hiring a professional to actually translate it. But if you feel like you can, I mean, do you have the skills, you think?
Of course I do.
Woo! All right. Go ahead and you can, you have my permission and blessing to translate to Spanish. I know a lot of people will be very, very excited for you doing that. And you know, we'll be able to share that with others that would love to have a Spanish version as well. So yeah, that'd be great.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. And by the way, just so you guys know, there are a lot of materials at EXP that are already translated into Spanish. If you go to our marketplace, we've got a lot of materials there that are already translated into Spanish. So, and I'm, you know, I was Spanish speaking for many years. A lot of people don't know this, but my very first real estate transactions that I ever did were about 90% in Spanish. Okay. This is because my wife and I moved to a small town, Harlingen, Texas, where I started in real estate, and most people were primarily Spanish speaking there. And actually, I was there because I had my tail tucked between my legs. I had just folded my music business, failed, so-called, you know, and had just went bankrupt in that business. And I retreated to South Texas to start real estate. And I did it long enough to realize that I could make more money back in Austin. So I left. I was only there for about 5 or 6 months, but I did the majority of my transactions in Spanish. And how I learned was, you know, I got married at the age of 22, and my mother-in-law moved in with us 3 months after I got married. She didn't speak a lick of English. She could not make one sentence in English. Okay. She knew a few words, but not very many. And so she lived with us for 23 years. And of course, I learned Spanish. Okay. From the time I was 22 to 45, I spoke Spanish every day. So most of it's gone, but it probably would come back if I immerse myself again. So quite interesting, but good for you, Rosa. Appreciate that. Marcia says lots and lots of info. And again, I know I've tried to end this a few times, but hey, I'm here till you guys are done. Do I hear another bidder? Any other takers? Any other questions? Because I don't have anything else to do. You know, happy hour doesn't start over here till about 3. It's only 2 o'clock here. All right, I love you guys, and I wish you success. Go ahead and unmute yourself and say goodbye. Love y'all. Thank you.
Bye. Thank
Thanks,
you.
Knolly.